Hello and welcome. Hi, I'm author Grace Rolson. If you are forced to co parent with a narcissist, or if you are stuck in a high conflict family court, costly custody battle, or you might end up in a custody battle, I teach skillful means and strategies that I've created that saved my custody case and helped me survive 12 years of a family court battle. So, welcome to my work. You can like and subscribe to my YouTube channel, come to my website, read some of my free blogs. I have 5 books for moms. I am dedicated to helping the mom, protective, loving mom in this situation to maintain their sanity or get their sanity from all the insanity, save and safeguard their custody case, and then enjoy their child's one and only childhood and love those children because they need to come first. So, welcome to my work. My aim is peace and protection for mothers and mostly those vulnerable children who are caught in this dilemma of having a narcissistic father. And I teach skillful means, and everyone wants to know, what does that mean? Well, let's go over some of that and what that actually means. So, what does it mean to be skillful? And what does it mean to use skillful means when dealing with a narcissist? Well, we are going to get strategic, and you want to turn from stressed to strategic. I say you can learn, heal, and outgrow the narcissist. And my newest book is Tame the Narcissist. You'll see that big lion on the cover. But I am here to teach. So if you're willing and ready to learn, I am here to mentor moms who need the emotional support or the brainstorming or the ideas or the strategy, or several strategy ideas that they can run by their lawyer for their custody case. You can come to my website. My background is loving and leaving an alcoholic narcissist, and then a 12-year family court battle where I lost legal custody and half physical, but then went back to win it all back and then some. So it took time, it took strategy, it took skillful means. I did have to bring the narcissist to court a few times myself, which was scary. And I had to use a lawyer to empower me and advocate for my rights. But then what I did was use skillful means with the narcissist. So, full disclaimer, this isn't advice. I don't have all the details of your case. What worked for me may not work for you. So take what's helpful and leave the rest for maybe another time, because our cases tend to go in phases. So I'm not a therapist, I'm a mom survivor. And I say you can learn, heal, and outgrow the narcissist because one of the keys to using skillful means is having an education. So if we want to change ourselves and help our case, we can change what we can, which is what's on our side of the street. And that starts with our attitude, our mindset, and our motivations. So I say read my books in order from 1 to 5. First is Co-Parenting with a Narcissist, 7 Self Rules to Stay Sane. Second is How to Fight a Narcissist in Family Court and Win. Third is Co-Parenting with a Sociopath. And fourth is How to Survive a Custody Battle when the family courts forced you to co-parent. And then my newest one is Tame the Narcissist, 10 Keys for Better Co-Parenting to Create Peace and Protection Using Strategy and Skillful Means. So we have to get skillful when we're dealing with such a beast. And this idea of skillful means, I didn't come up with it. This is the Buddhists' teaching of how to teach or train people. So what is skillful means? Well, skillful means having knowledge, training, and experience to do something well, and means an action or system by which a result is brought about, or a method. So skillful means, if you combine these means both of those things. And in terms of the Buddha teachings, skillful means refers to an enlightened person's ability to tailor their message to a specific audience. It's a concept that emerged from the Buddha. So, do you know that you're dealing with a narcissist? Well, if you do you know narcissists? You might need a education. I don't say get obsessed and focus on narcissists all the time, but Learn about narcissists. Don't be surprised by bad behavior. If you poked or triggered or prodded or did something to push the beast, don't be surprised if he does some type of retaliation or seeks revenge or is vindictive. Um, the Buddha went to great lengths to adapt his teachings to his students so they would understand and get the meaning and the message. So he wouldn't have to explain concepts in such small detail to his advanced students. So this is how he was able to teach the younger students some bigger concepts, or the newer students. So who can do skillful means? It means that people have to, moms who are in this have to get educated, become aware, get support, heal. Time doesn't heal everything, distance doesn't heal everything. We have to do the healing work. And I don't believe we can go at this alone without losing so much of our health and sanity. So we need to be supported and validated. And then 5, we need to be ready and prepared. So if you are just doing this stressed and not skillful, you might want to switch to strategy. And not everyone can do skillful means. If you're constantly triggered and reacting in fear, pain, and panic, then you will be reactionary and unskillful. If that's you, don't beat yourself up. That was me for many years until I said, okay, what is going to help? And I got myself an education. I made myself aware of the dynamics of family court and who's losing and why, and who's winning and why, and how are we going to protect these children. I got support. I had a team of 10. If you read my first book, it's like where to get this team. I didn't think I could represent myself like a lawyer would because I didn't have a law degree. So I knew my limits as a mother, a caring mother. I knew I couldn't be the therapist for my child. So I knew my limits and got support for her. And I knew I couldn't be a father to our child. So I got those healthy male mentors in place. And then in terms of healing, I went everywhere and did everything available to me, including to churches and prayer and shaman and 12-step groups like Coda and Al-Anon and ACOA. I tried it all, and I do have a 200 ways to break trauma bond video, and you can see that other moms found ways too. So find your way on your healing journey. And then I was ready and prepared. I hired coaches. I hired people to help me write my 20 wants list strategically, not just, 20 things I think I want. It's like, wait a minute, we have to have leverage. We have to have things on there that he doesn't want to see. There's so many strategies. So I had strategy partners and coaches. So to do skillful means you will need to get yourself an education, become aware of what's happening in family court. Mothers are losing to parental alienation claims, so we have to safeguard our cases. Mothers are doing things, the narcissist is driving them insane. And I always say the narcissist typically wins by emotionally destabilizing the target. And if you're the target of blame, you're going to want to strategize to stop being that target of blame, and you'll do it using skillful means if it's possible in your case. So skillful means appears early in Buddhist texts as just a progressive or gradual instruction. And the person who taught me this was someone who did study Buddhism, but he was a con man. He was a con man. I remember the moment he explained how he was going to manipulate someone using skillful means, or how he was going to get what he wanted. So what's the difference between skillful means and manipulation? I was so young then. I believed what he was doing, but there was something in my soul that said, that's not right. That's manipulative. That's pretty dark and egotistical and selfish. So when I say skillful means, I say you're teaching something that brings peace, happiness, health, and helpful to all, not just to self, getting what you want, getting from others. So if you have a bad feeling about someone, I mean, I say spiritual narcissists are some of the worst narcissists out there because they use God and these high enlightenment concepts to lure their victims in and mentally manipulate victims. So watch out for spiritual narcissists. But I think skillful means, in terms of creating peace and a loving, cooperative, civil, co-parenting type environment, is something that we can aim for. We don't have to do the manipulation of the narcissist, which is out of fear or greed or wanting to control or have power. We want peace, and we want it to be helpful for all of us. So, if you're dealing with a narcissist, think about using skillful means and strategy. Think about turning from stress to strategic. And I have books, and on my books, there's these things that you'll see here, or just download these digital products off the internet. You can come to my blog to find them. I have How to Communicate with a Narcissist Using Skillful Means, 25 Key Phrases That Can Neutralize the Narcissist when co-parenting or in a high conflict custody battle. Co-parenting communication with a narcissist, create peace for yourself and your child. I had to do like years worth of nonviolent communication to even think about creating peace, because I was in such a war. And then I have 5 factors that made the narcissist stop the co-parenting abuse, which was post-separation abuse. And I had 6 years or plus of DV counseling to help me stop being a victim of this narcissist, put the boundaries in place, have the self-esteem back, learn not to create an enemy out of the narcissist. So those are here: How to Communicate with a Narcissist, the 11 super helpful tips. You can buy that alone or find that in one of my books. And I say read them from 1 to 5, because the first one is all about establishing motives. Like, what is your motive for this? It's your love for your child caught in the crossfire of all of the hate. It's your love for your child that's bigger than the narcissist ever will be. And then I have that 25 key phrases. We have to learn to speak in a non-threatening way, because the way that we speak can just trigger the narcissist, and we don't realize we're doing that. We're just thinking about ourselves and our pain and our fears. And then the 5 factors that made a narcissist stop. I mean, so many moms don't have a lawyer, and sometimes getting a lawyer is what can stop a lot of this. Getting a co-parenting app where it's a third party can log into the app and see the back and forth. But learn some communication strategies. And a strategy is a plan of action or policy designed to achieve a major or overall aim. Do you have strategies in your case, or you just going at it thinking you know what's right or what's best or what the judge will think? We don't know what the judge will think. And as I teach moms, it's not a straight line to the judge. It zigzags. People can dismiss your evidence. They can take therapy records that you think shows that you're doing well and you have no personality disorders, and turn them into your twist and turn and lie. They even falsify documents. So I I caution moms to not underestimate the narcissist or his lawyer, because the lawyer could be shady, grimy, slimy, and just out for the billable hour to keep the case going, which was part of one of my cases. So the other thing is, do you have a strategy not for just dealing with the narcissist? Do you have a parenting strategy? Do you have a strategy for dealing with yourself, your fears, your stress? Have you done any recovery programs? Are you in a DV support counseling or therapy office weekly, dealing with your fears and your stress? Because, when we share it, we can cut problems in half. When we vent, we can release all this pent up emotional energy that could put us into paralysis and just deep grief. When we vent and share or hire a coach, we brainstorm ideas and get action plans in place. And I was just at a meeting last night. I do Al-Anon for friends and family of alcoholics, and I read the front of my book. I made a little note: just keep putting healthy ingredients into the pie. If you know anything, if you're making a pie, you want to just put the healthiest, best, freshest ingredients into the pie. You don't worry about how it bakes. You don't worry how it comes out and tastes. You start there. And are you putting healthy ingredients into your child? Do they have a therapist? Do they have activities? Do they have friends? Do they have peace so they can thrive? And are you putting the healthy ingredients into your life? Are you exercising? Do you have a therapist, a support person, a coach? So put the healthy ingredients into your pie and it'll bake on its own as you build this one block at a time, one brick at a time, one stone at a time, and you build a firm foundation of healthy, what we call recovery behaviors, but any healthy support systems that can keep you standing when it's stressful and not reacting to the narcissist. So think about, do you have a strategy? And I do have a video, strategies for dealing with a narcissist or a high conflict co-parent. Um, and that video goes over the many strategies that you can adopt. Say you can't do anything with the narcissist. You certainly can do something with your stress. Do you have a strategy I mean, I used to have to get a spa treatment or a treatment every week just to help ground me. I have to take walks daily. I know what I need. So what is it that you need? What is the feeding and care of you? Because we do our best thinking when we're detached and separated and we've gotten many perspectives. When we're in just our own perspective and we're reactionary, we're thinking from the emotional brain, not the common sense, logic, reasonable brain. And if we don't bounce things off an attorney, our attorney who knows the details, we might be just thinking we know what the judge will think. So if you're going to family court with a narcissist, don't go it alone. I recommend a lawyer, interviewing several attorneys, getting your burning legal questions answered by a lawyer, not social media, because there's so many details of a case. And a lawyer really has to look at the overall picture of the case. So get my 20-question attorney interview worksheet. It's been updated. If you're not someone that likes to sit down and read, it's in a video once you buy it, even an extra training video to use the 20-question worksheet. And like I said, getting an attorney can and often does deter the narcissist. It makes us stronger. It makes us appear stronger to the narcissist. And that's important that we lead with our love and our strength going into this. So, knowledge and preparedness is power. Get ready. Use my guide. Learn, heal, grow, change what you can. Change begins with us. You can empower yourself and just remember your limits as a mom, as a woman. We have to not try to be all of it, mother, father, our own lawyer, our own therapist, our ODV counselor. We can get support that feels safe and confidential and appropriate. So you can even get free sponsors in CODA or Al-Anon or ACOA, which is Adult Children of Alcoholics or dysfunctional families. So if you come from a dysfunctional family and you were attracted to the narcissist dysfunction and personality disorder, go back into some programs of healing and heal at the root of core issue, which might be abandonment or whatever, because we all have them and we can outgrow them and we can heal from them and become stronger than before. And quite often our custody case is only as good as our attorney. And if you've got legal questions, make a list and then ask a family law lawyer or two or three. It's wise to get many perspectives on your case because these are the perspectives that might be healthier for you to adopt. And the guide is on a Google Doc because I'm always updating it, adding questions, taking away questions, explaining why we're asking certain questions in that 20-question worksheet. So just be open-minded, be flexible, be adaptable. If you need a basics course, I have a Navigate the Narcissist co-parenting video course where you look at all the parts of your custody case or your co-parenting, because I did parenting classes when I couldn't do anything for my custody case. I took free parenting classes and had a list of completed courses. And dealing with a child with special needs or children that are being narcissistically abused is going to be hard and difficult. And we can find educational programs that might be just free. The ones that I went to had a free dinner and free childcare. So reach out to the local family resources. And then I made mom friends who then would babysit for me when I had to keep going to family court and work and things. So Learn to become resourceful and ask for help. If you're trying to do it all, you might be burning yourself out or spreading yourself too thin that you can't be potent or powerful when you have to be to advocate for your child. So come to my website, find my free blog, like and subscribe to this video or this podcast. If you are watching, thank you for watching. If you're listening, thank you for listening. Look into the comments and the description for the links to some of these programs. If you're going to be very skillful and start using strategy, you will want to create the 20 wants list strategically with not just what do you want, but what would the narcissist not want you to want, and ask for, as you start creating a defense, not just a defense strategy, an offense strategy too. I do have a new Spotify podcast. You can like that. And I have a free email newsletter. It's on Substack that also has a podcast. And so become skillful and find and create strategies that you could either adopt or you can implement. And you might want to start with yourself. A strategy for dealing with stress, a strategy for interviewing attorneys, one a week. If you're not in the custody battle yet, you might be. So have you interviewed top family law attorneys, found out what their retainer fees are, not just assume that you can't afford one. You may get some free legal aid. There might direct you to someone who does that. So are you even documenting? Are you documenting? I have a whole how to document. You need a documentation strategy, and you need to use my 3Ds. It's the document, discuss, and detach 3Ds. I have the 3Es too. Learn these little tips and tools on my private Facebook groups for moms. I post them weekly, sometimes daily, and learn all you can from my books. So thank you so much for watching. I hope this helps explain why we're going to go from being unskillful and surprised and not knowing who and what a narcissist is to knowing that's who we're dealing with, and tailoring our responses and our approach to who and what we are dealing with. Look for the new year. We'll all have a new nonprofit for concerned mothers in a custody battle with a narcissist. The nonprofit will be to support and bolster motivated, protective, loving mothers, and we will put child safety first, because an ounce of prevention is better than a pound of pain, or trying to find a cure for narcissistic abuse syndrome or CPTSD. Children in the care of the protective, loving mother, more than the exposure to narcissistic abuse, have a better chance, obviously. So learn all you can from my work and find my 3 keys to detach from the narcissist to restore lost power. So you might have to detach from the narcissist tricks and tactics and traps and attach to your strategies and stay focused on those. Find my free newsletter on Substack. A lot of my digital products right now are on Gumroad. They might be on something else. All of my books are available on Amazon if you want to start reading, learning, healing, and outgrowing the narcissist. Thank you so much for listening and watching. I'll see you in the next video.